John here, and we've got a new sponsor, DistroKid. Now that you've finished your latest Pirate Math Sponge Core Twitch trek, it's time to get it out there so everyone can hear it. DistroKid helps musicians get their music on all the major streaming platforms, and artists keep 100% of their royalties. And because you're a High Gain listener, you get 30% off. Just go to distrokid.com/VIP/highgain. That's distrokid.com/VIP/highgain. And now DistroKid has an app. The DistroKid app is available for iOS and Android. You can download it at distrokid.com/app or in the app and Play stores. We'd like to take a minute to thank our pals over at Isotope, makers of software and plugins for audio repair, mixing, and mastering. The new gold standard of audio repair, Isotope RX11, is coming in May. Buy RX10 now on sale and get RX11 absolutely free when it's released. We use Isotope products here at the High Gain. It's an important part of how we've been able to bottle pure podcast gold week after week. High Gain listeners get 10% off using the promo code FRET10. That's FRET10. That's all at isotope.com. IZOTOPE.com.
Oh, hey, it's me, Ed Peterson.
Hi, Ed. It's me, John Kiltica.
Hey, John, you've got a Ernie Ball over there.
I do.
Yeah?
Yeah,
How's that?
it's very nice.
It's great that you've got a guitar because we're a guitar podcast.
The High Gain podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here in beautiful West Seattle.
Beautiful.
It's lovely. You know, sometimes we like to shout out the weather. Beautiful right now.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Old man weather report.
Yeah. Well, we're going into spring, and we have that window of like 2 months of nice weather, so.
Well, you know, with the global warming and the general trend towards drier weather up here in the Pacific Northwest.
Fake news.
Yeah, exactly right.
Fake news.
It does make me wonder if we are going to have January.
Oh.
Historically, here in the Pacific Northwest, June has been cold and rainy.
Right.
And then somebody flips the switch around July 4th and we finally get a summer.
Right.
But since everything's been drier and warmer generally, I wonder how our June's going to be this year.
I don't know. We'll get a bunch of displaced Floridians moving up here because Florida's going to be underwater. Miami disappears. Have you watched those maps of what happens as the sea level rises? Florida's just gone.
Sink bait.
All the retirees down there. I can't imagine they are the best swimmers. I don't think they've got long-term...
Swimmability?
Yeah, exactly.
This is a pretty cool guitar.
Yeah, I tend to be a pretty big fan of the Ernie Ball stuff. I think it's cool.
We will revisit the history of the Ernie Ball Company, the whole 9 yards. It turns out this is an unusual guitar in a couple of ways. And it is discontinued. Can't get it anymore.
Sure. It's black. I like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. You might have to do a sales job on this one.
I haven't spent a tremendous amount of time with it, but we'll discover it together.
Yeah. Aesthetics count for so much with me on guitars. I think just in general, I'm that way. I snowboarded for a while. You know, there's all these different kinds of snowboards. Do you do park stuff or do you do more powder? You know, all of that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's a sick graphic. I want that one, you know? And I'm kind of just that way in general.
Chet Baker spent most of his life on smack. To the point where he began to lose his teeth. But he kept playing, and he was such a genius on the trumpet. He would just bend the notes up or go flat using what was left of his mouth, so that if he hit the wrong key, it wouldn't matter. He'd just find his way there anyway. And so I kind of like that idea, like with a snowboard. Oh, that's for powder. Look, I ride well enough. I don't really care what the board is.
I broke a couple ribs, couple different times snowboarding. I was not good enough. I maybe should have paid a little more attention to the intended use. Whatever. Beverages.
Beverages, Ed, yes.
I've got a Athletic Brewing Company, the blue one,
The blue one's a good one.
Run Wild IPA.
Blue and orange, those are the best.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I had a Radler. I've got a little bit of that left, and Superfan Galen replied on our Patreon and let me know that that's citrus and...
Beer.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's really my jam.
We appreciate the feedback, though.
Shout out Galen.
You were sitting there like, man, this thing's really lemony.
Right.
Every sip you took, you're like, man, there's a lot of lemon in
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, like half.
Yeah, exactly. Not knowing what the hell it was.
Yeah.
And I'm just color. I'm vibing, you know?
Yeah.
I'm a vibe-based dude just in general.
Vibe-based beverages.
Yeah. Vibe-based life. Got the Crow mug.
What's in it?
Black coffee.
Not tea.
No, I should be careful because, yeah, I do get a little too much caffeine these days. What do you got?
I too have coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Today is my niece Lauren's graduation from George Washington University.
Where's that cup from?
George Washington University.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
What else do you got?
Oh, what else do I have? I have a Topo Chico.
Uh-huh.
This is lime with mint extract flavored sparkling water.
You love lime and you love mint. Those are two things that I know about John.
That is refreshing.
Great.
Why can't we get Topo Chico or Athletic Brewing Company?
We should talk to the crew over there at Ruinous. You know, what do they got better to do? They're just sitting up there in the C-suite, smoking their cigars.
Yeah, big fat cigars.
Drinking scotch.
Fiddling with their bow ties.
Yeah.
Adjusting their monocles.
Yep.
Throwing bundles of hundreds into the fire.
Love it.
In the middle of summer.
Exactly. Maybe they could get us some free beverages.
Yeah.
Carter Peterson?
Yes.
Got a job. He's been working at Westland Distillery, and they make whiskey.
Is he a whiskey drinker? I know you're not.
I'm not. He has turned into a bit of a whiskey head.
Oh.
You know, it's part of the job. So he definitely knows a lot about how whiskey's made.
Yeah.
You can fill a bottle yourself. We did that. The stuff smells great, I guess, if that's your thing.
If you hear a little different kind of growl today.
Yeah.
I changed up our first pedal again.
No.
Just for fun.
Really?
Yeah. I dusted off the Benson preamp pedal.
Fantastic. It's definitely more growly. A little less transparent than the 81.
The 81, if you turn it all the way down, turn the dirt all the way down, you still get a little bit of growl.
Yeah.
This, if you turn down the drive all the way,
Yeah.
you get nothing.
Oh.
So you kind of have to have a little bit.
That little bit right there, you've got more growl. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Do you want, Ed, a little bit of a look back through the Ernie Ball looking glass?
Man, I guess Ernie Ball was a dude.
That's right.
But, like, I can't think of a single name. You know, I'm sure you're going to say them.
That sounds like a really good invitation to try to stump you right off the bat.
Well,
I'm going to throw out a name then.
okay.
Raleigh Crump. Remember old Raleigh Crump?
I don't.
You remember old Dudley Gimple?
Man, have we not done one of these in a really long time? Because those are some pretty distinct names.
Those are pretty awesome, aren't they?
Yeah. Dudley Gimple?
Yeah.
You know, Dabney Coleman just died.
Oh.
93, I think. I think he was like 93. Dabney Coleman, Dudley Gimple.
Yeah.
Man.
Raleigh Crump.
You've got to go into the witness protection, and they give you the option of 3 names. I'd probably go Dudley Gimple.
Portmanteau, like
Ooh.
Dudley Crump.
Dudley Crump is pretty good.
Dabney Crump.
Crump is a very strong last name.
Dabney Gimple Crump Jones. Because, you get a hyphenate at the end there.
Sure. I don't remember any of those names.
Good. Then we've got something to talk about. But the primary in this case, our man Ernie Ball, born in Santa Monica, California.
Santa Monica is lovely.
It is lovely. It's a good place to be from, I would think. Oh, we lost Ernie Ball in 2004.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What year did you say he was born?
I didn't, because I don't know.
Okay. He was probably born in 1894, something like that.
Yeah, 1880, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Strong 116 years old or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He grew up playing guitar in the area, SoCal.
Yeah.
He played pedal steel and Hawaiian, as did everybody else, because it was so popular. He, in fact, got so good, he began playing professionally on radio shows and nascent TV programming.
I think that is a word that you have used in the past. I don't know that I've ever used that in conversation. Very good.
Feedback.
Yeah.
Did you see that feedback?
Is it on Instagram?
Yes.
I'm not sure.
This is from Feral Housecats, who says, I can't be the only one who noticed. You discussed the future times where you're both dead from cataclysm.
Yeah.
And no gong.
Yeah.
Well, we do not pre-dong anybody.
No.
Least of all, ourselves.
Right. That would be terrible.
Until it's provable,
yeah,
we can't do it.
There is probably one of these universes out there that split off at some point where we could for sure dong Ed. Give him the old Ed dong.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate the comment from Feral Housecats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Ernie Ball, I like their stuff. Do any of those names matter outside of the fact that they're goofy names?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Should we talk about that at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, Ernie is gone.
Yeah.
But he did play a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He was even in the U.S. Air Force Band during the Korean War.
Yeah. I seem to remember some of this. Some synapses are firing.
Yeah. His grandfather was also named Ernie Ball.
Okay.
Old Grandpa Ernie Ball had the distinction of being the songwriter of the then hit When Irish Eyes Are Smiling.
Oh, that's totally a song people know.
Published in 1912.
Wow, that's cool.
Seems like Ernie Ball comes by his musical gifts pretty honestly.
Yeah.
So when he was kicking around kind of making that name for himself, Ernie, he came to the attention of everybody involved in music in SoCal. One of those people was Leo Fender.
I've heard of him.
Who was just starting up his thing.
What's Leo Fender up to?
Oh, we know Leo's gone.
Yeah.
Fortunately for all of us, it was nothing to do with his lingering sinuses.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Some other thing. I think he lived a long life.
Maybe worried the specter of death was on his shoulder.
So when it finally happened, he didn't care.
Yeah, it was just a relief. Finally.
Ernie ends up being a beta tester for Leo. Leo would carve out something like lap steel or maybe build an amp, and he would give it to Ernie. Hey, you can play on the radio this weekend? Why don't you go play this? Are you going to be on that newfangled TV? Why don't you hold one of these?
Huh.
So they had a lifelong friendship built around that.
They didn't have the term beta tester back then, did they? Usage of the alpha-beta test terminology originated at...
IBM.
Yeah! Ding, 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 ding! How about that? Way to go, JFK. Used by people involved with the IBM from at least the 1950s and probably earlier. Right around that time. Yeah.
In 1957, Ernie Ball opens up what was arguably the first guitar-focused retail shop in the country. Arguably, because I couldn't chase it down. I couldn't find the facts.
Yep.
If anybody knows anything about that, let us know.
I wonder if they were largely Fender, just because of that relationship.
I don't know. Does Ted McCarty want to send a bunch of Les Pauls out that way? Maybe.
Yeah. The Chicago boys, they don't care. They're cranking out like hundreds of thousands a day. They don't care.
What he's noticing is that guitar players, whether they're beginners or professionals or hobbyists or whoever, are complaining about the thickness of the strings. Their hands are hurting. You know, it's common with beginners especially.
Yeah.
Before you have those calluses.
Right.
It's hard to grip the strings the right way.
Yep.
Ernie thinks, well, I should just have some lighter strings made.
Right.
He goes to Fender.
Slinky.
My buddy Leo.
Right.
How about we put some lighter strings on these? Leo says, nah.
Yeah.
Whatever I get from the whoever was making strings, good enough for me.
Yep.
So then he went to Gibson. How about some lighter strings? Nope. I don't know. I guess if you're making guitars back then, why do I want to get into string making?
You don't. But my man Ernie was not making guitars at this point. That was not his thing. He's just taking feedback from the customers, and the customers are like, my hands hurt.
Yeah. A lot of musicians would do what was called slack stringing. They would take off the higher strings and put banjo strings on them, which were generally thinner.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, he approached whoever he approached and had sets made. Until he could get them manufactured, though, he was making those slack string sets himself.
Buying banjo strings and guitar strings.
Yeah, and just like making packs.
Yep.
And they were flying off the shelves.
Yeah.
So he knew he had something.
Yep.
He called them slinkies.
Mm-hmm.
And we know about Ernie Ball slinkies.
Super slinkies.
Super slinkies.
Yeah.
In 1967, he sold the store.
Yep.
And he goes into business in Newport Beach, California.
Also lovely.
Doing just strings. I'm going to be string guy. I will call it Ernie Ball, and I will be a maker of strings.
Right, but he didn't have a retail store.
No.
You walk into this retail store and it's just packs of strings on the wall.
Welcome to Stringtown.
Yeah.
May I take your order?
He didn't have that.
No.
Okay.
That is when the packaging was developed, the bright neon colors and the cartoon eagle. Very graphic.
Yeah, love them.
Those graphics were drawn by Raleigh Crump.
I love that guy. What's he up to?
We lost Raleigh in 2023.
Oh.
Just recently.
67, he could have been in his 20s or something. Who knows?
He was 93.
Oh, okay. Great.
Yeah. Raleigh had his hands in a lot of stuff over the years, but he may be best known as one of the early Disney Imagineers. He had a lot to do with the parks in California and Florida.
Yep.
He worked on designing Epcot.
Oh, man.
But also with the films. He was an animator on Peter Pan.
Okay.
Lady and the Tramp. Sleeping Beauty. 101 Dalmatians.
There was a strike of those early Imagineers.
I imagine he was out on strike.
He could not have been scabbing. The guy that drew the Super Slinky logo, you think that dude is scabbing?
No.
No way.
No. Oh, Raleigh.
Yeah.
Then in 1972, Ernie Ball, he wants to get back into instruments. He's got the strings. He wants to check out instruments.
Yeah.
He goes over and talks to our man, George Fullerton.
Oh, I'm familiar with that name. G&L?
Yep. Fender.
Yeah.
Together, they design what was called the Earthwood. It was an acoustic bass guitar, maybe one of the first.
Okay.
Didn't do well, didn't sell well, and was discontinued. But they remain very collectible.
Oh, this thing was a terrible disappointment. Therefore, it's awesome.
Everything that's a disappointment will be awesome sooner or later.
Maybe.
If I had half the sweaters I had when I was in 4th grade.
Yeah.
And that's the state of affairs over at Ernie Ball until they acquired Music Man in 1984.
72 to 84, they only made that one bass?
One acoustic bass, and he's got the string biz.
And that's it?
That's it.
Okay. And Music Man, also a Fender company.
Yeah, that was Leo.
What year did Leo die?
91.
Okay. So he acquires it from Leo and Company, right?
He does.
Okay. And Music Man at that point had kicked out amps and guitars.
Amps, guitars, and basses, yeah.
Yeah, they had the solid-state preamp.
You had one of those, and those things were loud as hell.
I loved it. That thing was awesome.
Loud and heavy.
Both of those things.
I think you might have traded it towards an AC-30.
Exactly.
I don't need this amp. It's too loud. I'll trade you for that AC-30.
Yeah. Heavier and louder, probably.
Yeah.
Then you realize this is dumb.
With those trademarks comes all of those things, the amps, the guitars, the basses.
Yeah.
By the 25th anniversary of Ernie Ball, which was in 2009, new guy comes on board as a designer, a luthier. He kind of represents what would become the next wave of Ernie Ball instruments. His name? Dudley Gimple.
Can you show me that headstock?
I'm holding up the headstock
so
Ed can see the logo on it.
I just wanted to see the Armada because it's kind of
Metally.
weirdly metally. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Dudley gets to work designing all kinds of things, from pickups to new body shapes for Eddie Van Halen.
Oh, he did the Music Man Eddie Van Halen guitar.
He did.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
our man Dudley.
That's rad. Do we still got him? Is he still
We still
around?
got Dudley. He is happily retired.
Okay,
And
great.
he's got a band.
Ah,
He's really good.
is he a SoCal guy?
Yeah,
Love it.
that guy knows how to play.
Come on. We should get Dudley on the show. You know, he probably had to work directly with Eddie Van Halen. Ernie Ball definitely did a lot of signature guitars.
Steve Lukather,
St. Vincent.
Albert Lee, and tons more. And a lot of them probably went through Dudley
Yep.
to get what they wanted.
Awesome.
So this Armada came out in 2013, designed by Dudley Gimple.
That name is a name where it's like, this dude was in the fedora in the 50s and stuff, but no, he's not that old.
No, I don't think he's quite that old.
Yeah.
But this instrument represents a first for Ernie Ball Music Man in guitar design. I'm
Man.
holding up the guitar for Ed to see.
Yep. I don't know, man. It can't be like the belly cut. It can't be the binding on the neck. They've definitely had 2 humbuckers before this thing. Stop tail. I don't know.
This was the first neck-through guitar Ernie Ball ever made.
Turn it around again? You can't tell.
You can't tell because this is black on black.
Okay.
They had them in all different kinds of transparent colors.
Yeah.
The body's mahogany, and it's got this raised
Yep.
triangular shape on top that tapers flat as it comes to a point at the back of the guitar.
Looks like it could be a pick guard because they bound the raised part at the edge.
On the transparent ones, you could get this kind of triangle wedge, pizza slice,
Yeah.
triangular piece, colored different from the body.
Cool.
And it would have been flame maple.
The wedge is not the neck piece, is it?
No, the whole body is made, and then they put
Yep.
this piece on it.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you can't feel anything. It's
Man,
super smooth. That is some
That's-
serious woodworking.
yeah, that is crazy.
To not be able to feel the seam.
Yeah, that feels like a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a different take on a carved top, which
Yeah.
is kind of cool. The humbuckers were designed at Ernie Ball,
Uh-huh.
so they are in-house. Let's hear what it sounds like. I'm in the middle right now.
Yeah.
Master volume, master tone. This is as necky as it can go.
Uh-huh.
Let's see if I go as bridgy as I can get.
Yep.
This thing really rings. I'm noticing that off the bat. The neck is a little wider than normal,
Mm-hmm.
but as for depth, it feels like just a regular old kind of C shape.
I like you walking through. How's it feel? That's great.
It plays.
Wonderfully?
It does. I say wonderfully a lot, but in this case, it's true. Locking tuners on the back of this thing.
We like that.
Hardtail bridge.
Yep.
Not much more to it than that.
No.
If I was going to get an Armada, this would be the one, black on black. And the more I play this, the more I realize it's a little bit of a ripper.
So this is not made anymore, right?
It is not. Our example here is 2015, so only a couple of years after it came out. So I would ask you, Ed,
Yeah.
2013 when it came out,
$2,100?
it was $38.50.
Oh my God.
And as far as I know, when it was released, it wasn't some sort of limited edition or anything. It was
Yeah.
just like, hey, here's a new model.
Wow.
That $38.50 in
Yeah.
2013, how much is that in today dollars?
44?
Almost $5,200.
Inflation has been that bad?
You've been around for the last couple of years, right?
Oh my God. Yeah, that's crazy.
It just sounds even all the way across. I always appreciate that. It was not popular.
$5,000? No.
So how long did it last then? If it was introduced in 2013,
3 years? 4 years?
2019.
6 years. Okay.
So I turned off the Benson just so we could hear it clean. It's nice.
Yeah, I think they're doing a great job over there.
You gotta try it. Try and decide. Is it hello or goodbye? Buy or deny?
It's all black.
Mm-hmm.
It was designed by Dudley Gimple over there at Ernie Ball Music Man.
Yep.
It's got the 4 and 2 headstock
Love it.
you are fond of.
Love it.
2 in-house designed humbuckers.
Great.
The EBMM Armada Ed. Buy or deny?
Deny.
Yeah?
You know, I'm not into kind of the binding all over it kind of thing. It's just kind of generically guitar. The St. Vincent, I think, is some very forward-thinking design.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of lukewarm on it. What about you?
I think I'm going to go deny.
Oh, no.
I told myself today, I'm going to do my buy or deny from the point of view only of should somebody, person X, buy this.
Oh.
Regular person wants to buy a nice guitar that sounds good. Doesn't have the most money, doesn't have the least, just middle of the road guitar person.
Yeah.
If you want 2 humbuckers that sound great and play great, average guitar person, you can get that less expensive than even this used one.
You gotta love it.
You're not going to be disappointed in the way it plays and sounds, for sure.
Everything they make is top notch.
Those guys really pay attention to detail.
Yeah.
I'll take lots of pictures and put them up there, and you, the viewer/listener,
Yeah.
can decide if you would buy or deny this.
You know what we're going to do in a few minutes here, John?
What?
We're going to sit down and we're going to talk about This Is Spinal Tap.
Yes, we are.
Because I forced you to come to my house
Yes.
and watch a movie.
Yes.
And we're going to put it on the Patreon.
Yes, so if you don't want to miss that and would care to subscribe,
Yeah.
patreon.com/thehighgain.
Yep.
That's us. And until you do that,
Yeah.
there's always tons of content on Instagram at The High Gain.
There you go.
We're still going to come to you in part with support from the Ruinous Media Network of music-related podcasts.
Yeah, it's great that they're on getting us some free beverages.
But those guys are great.
Yep.
We should come back and do another one.
Next week,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Okay, then.
Bye.
Okay, bye.